Blackmagic Camera just released a major update for the Samsung S26 Ultra, and it unlocks some impressive new features including 6K OpenGL recording in Samsung Log using APV, Samsung's ProRes competitor. On top of that, we now have 8K with PAL frame rate support, shutter priority mode, and even the ability to burn in LUTs. So let's dive in and take a look at what this update actually unlocks, starting with 8K support. And yes, this mode supports Samsung Log 2 with a maximum frame rate of 30 FPS. But what is nice to see is we get support for 8K in 25 FPS, making this useful for those in PAL countries like Australia, Japan, and Europe. 25 FPS is missing in the native app's Pro Video mode. While there are no real surprises that Blackmagic added support for 8K, as the native app already supports it, what is a pleasant surprise is support for 4K and 6K OpenGL capture, which utilizes the full sensor. Under Settings, Record, Resolution, you can choose 6K OpenGL, which is actually 5.7K but close enough, which supports a max frame rate of 30 FPS, or 4K OpenGL, which offers a max frame rate of 50 FPS. So much better for slow motion and still room to crop in post for 16:9 4K delivery. Next, let's talk about APV support. Blackmagic Camera actually added support for this codec way back, but until now it has essentially been sitting there waiting for a device capable of using it, and the S26 Ultra is the first phone to do so. APV, which stands for Advanced Professional Video, is Samsung's high-quality codec designed for professional video workflows similar to ProRes on the iPhone. It records in 10-bit with 422 chroma subsampling using all intra-compression, delivering a much higher quality video compared to HEVC. The downside is the file sizes are enormous. If you want to use APV in Blackmagic Camera, you can enable it under Settings, Record, Codec. You get 4 bitrate options ranging from a max of 1600 megabits per second, which is insane, and a much more sensible 400 megabits per second for the low option, which is what I film in. And the good news is LumaFusion has full support for APV, so you can instantly start editing it and even applying LUTs to it on your S26 Ultra. The next feature that will be incredibly useful for filmmakers is shutter priority mode. This isn't new to Blackmagic Camera itself, but it is new for the S26 Ultra, which is currently the only Samsung device I'm aware of that supports it. It's not available on my S25 Ultra. The interface is still a little clunky, but once you know where to look, it's straightforward. Tap the exposure control and you can see it defaults to shutter plus ISO for auto exposure. If you want to use shutter priority with a 180-degree shutter for cinematic motion blur, tap shutter in the HUD, set it to 180 and lock it. Then open the exposure HUD control, select ISO only, and now you're effectively in shutter priority mode. The camera will automatically adjust ISO while your shutter value remains locked. Of course, if you're planning to use a 180-degree shutter in daylight conditions, you will need an ND filter. If you're looking for a solid ND filter solution for the S26 Ultra, I'm pleased to report that the Freewell ND kit I originally purchased for my S23 Ultra still works perfectly with the S26 Ultra when paired with the new Freewell Pro Filmmaker case. There's a link in the pinned comment if you want to check out the case and filters with a discount code. I can highly recommend them. The last interesting feature unique to the S26 Ultra is it supports OpenGL processing up to 8K, which means Blackmagic Camera can actually burn LUTs in directly to your recordings. However, there is currently one major limitation. This doesn't work with Samsung Log, which is a little strange because Samsung Log is exactly the scenario where burning in a LUT would be useful. Hopefully, Samsung addresses this limitation in a future update. And speaking of LUTs, I've been hard at work on my Epic Film Look LUT pack for Samsung Log, which will be available very soon. I finished updating GLOAT, the greatest LUT of all time, to version 2 with full support for Samsung Log, and this will be a free update to existing owners, so keep an eye on your inbox for an update link. And by the time you're watching this video, they may already be available, so check the pinned comment if you want to grab the best LUTs available for Samsung Log. So, with Blackmagic Camera 3.2.2, the Samsung S26 Ultra just became a very compelling smartphone for anyone looking for the best Blackmagic Camera experience on Android. Between 6K OpenGL recording, Samsung Log support, and the APV codec, which opens up a much more professional video workflow than we've previously had on Samsung devices. I'll have a full guide to the best Blackmagic camera settings for the S26 Ultra coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to get the most out of this device for pro video. If this video helped, please like and share, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.